Hi, Team Jeffco. Today, we welcome Jeremy Fleming, Community Relations Manager with the Public Affairs Department, and Shannon Lavey, Compliance Coordinator with the Operations Department. Today, we'll be discussing digital accessibility and how it's impacting our brand. Shannon, can you first explain to us what is digital accessibility?
Yes. Digital accessibility ensures that digital spaces are usable by everyone, similar to how we design physical spaces to be accessible. For example, I'm sure most of us are familiar with the benefits of curb cuts on sidewalks. They allow access for someone in a wheelchair or other mobility device, but they benefit many people, such as cyclists or someone pushing a stroller or traveling with a luggage bag. So the same concept applies to digital accessibility. Types of digital content could include websites, videos, documents, virtual meetings, digital signs, and much more. Digital accessibility means that this content is designed in a way that is accessible to people with disabilities. There's a wide range of assistive technology options for individuals with disabilities, but if the digital content is not created in a way that is accessible, then the assistive technology essentially cannot interact with it. Additionally, digital accessibility benefits all users, regardless of ability. For example, accessible PDFs will allow access to someone using assistive technology such as a screen reader or text-to-speech software, but also benefits all users by letting them search for keywords or copy and paste the material. Similarly, a video with captioning may assist someone with a disability, but could also benefit someone trying to follow along in a noisy environment.
And who is responsible for digital accessibility?
I'd say everyone has a part in our digital accessibility efforts. Even a small change can have a major impact. There are small steps that you can take with creating content, such as documents, PowerPoints, or even emails to make them more accessible. These small steps are really not that intimidating and are pretty doable to build into your process of creating digital content. The accessibility site on the Gen has more guidance on this topic and has a ton of helpful information. And please feel free to reach out to me anytime if you have questions about this.
Can you share why digital accessibility is so important?
Well, there are legal requirements under Colorado and federal laws that require that digital content is accessible to people with disabilities. The Center for Disease Control, or CDC, states that 1 in 4 adults in America have a disability, so it's really important that we provide this access. But ultimately, digital accessibility benefits everyone. So designing with everyone in mind will reduce barriers and promote and foster inclusion and access for all.
And due to those digital accessibility requirements, we're making some changes to the Jefferson County brand. Jeremy, can you tell me a little bit about those changes to the brand?
Because of the changing requirements, we went ahead and had our logo and our brand system tested to see did we meet digital accessibility requirements, and it turned out that some of the shades in the logo colors were a little bit less contrast than what you'd like to see. So we did update the branding. It's to the average person that doesn't see the logo very often, they probably wouldn't even notice. But yeah, all the shades of the logo have been darkened some, and nothing has been changed other than the shading for the main Jefferson County logo. There have been a little bit more significant changes for what we call the logo lockups, which are for departments and divisions.
Jeremy, what's the biggest change to our logo?
Well, I mean, the biggest change is just that, in my opinion, the biggest change is literally that we need to change our logos from the old ones to the new ones. That's the simplest answer because, like I mentioned, it's not a huge change that maybe most of us wouldn't even notice, but to folks that may have a little bit of a difficult time seeing our logo, the changes are really going to make a big difference. So, and in addition to the logo changes, the shading, there's also been some changes to like the fonts that we have in our brand system that are recommended to use those fonts are important because, like for instance, there was a font that we used previously that wasn't available in a lot of programs, so people would have to actually download that font specifically, or it would just be automatically replaced by whatever program, and we wouldn't know exactly how that would show up. So yeah, it's that's a very long answer, but I think just overall the changes in the branding, it'll be fairly small changes, but it's going to make a big impact on folks.
And what should departments, divisions, and offices be mindful of when implementing the new branding materials?
One thing we really want to emphasize is that while we do have a number of different logo lockups, and to be precise, I think there's 40 different ones, which is great. Everyone has kind of their own unique logo lockup. With that being said, we really want to try to emphasize using the main county logo. We're one county. We do provide a lot of different services to folks, but keeping it simple and just using the main county logo really helps with our branding and consistency. It helps with simplicity. We did go ahead and enlarge this font size on the department and division names and elected office names in our logo lockups. But if we stick to the main county logo more frequently, I think we'll avoid some of the issues with like the text potentially being too small to read and that sort of thing. So that's kind of a big emphasis we want to share is obviously every group's going to have their own unique logo lockup, but just any chance you can use the main county logo, it really helps with keeping that consistency and simplicity of our brand.
And where can everyone find those branding kit materials?
That's a great question. So on June 10th, we sent out a message to department and division directors and also to communications contacts for the groups that have that. If there were no communications people on the team, then we just sent it to a department or division director, and then whoever manages the website for that team. So they should have that email. If you haven't seen it, please ask them to see that message, because it has a lot of really great information in it and the files everyone will need. In addition to that, we'll have the Gen website. We have a branding section, and it's going to have all the information that everyone will need, including links to the new logos, the updated PowerPoint presentations, email signatures, letterhead, that sort of stuff. And I just want to emphasize really quickly that we don't expect everyone to immediately, try to replace everything printed. This is really in the spirit of digital accessibility and making sure we're good there. Obviously over time, like if you need to order new business cards, we've worked with Staples. They have our new brand standards. So that's great for in the future, but like, we don't expect people to throw out envelopes or letterhead and replace it. So just keep that in mind. This is really in the immediate future is to really take care of the digital accessibility.
Thank you, Shannon and Jeremy. We encourage all employees to take the digital accessibility training in Workday. It is a 2-part course. And we also encourage you to stay up to date with our digital accessibility project by reading the Access Jeffco monthly newsletter in your email and on the Gen. We also have another branding announcement. Manager Minutes is getting a new name. That new name will be announced in the next edition of Manager Minutes, so be sure to tune in. And have a great day, Team Jeffco.